all around the world. To the beach, y'all. Let's go. All around the world. Y'all know this is so.
Yo, what up, everybody? Suburban Legend here, and I'm bringing you guys episode number 1 of my brand new series called the Basketball Diaries. So I know I told you guys I don't talk about myself much on this channel, but this is going to be one of the videos where I do. In celebration of the NBA playoffs, I figured I would start up a little series where I share some stories about myself and my own basketball career. In case you missed one of my recent videos, I told you guys that I've pretty much played basketball my whole life. I started in like 3rd grade and went all throughout college. So this is one of the stories I had. I figured in celebration of the NBA playoffs, and especially since the Bulls are about to knock the Heat out of the playoffs en route to an NBA championship. That's right, see nasty, I said it. I figured I'd bring you this story about the time when I played basketball against Derrick Rose. Anyways, back in my AAU basketball days, we went to a tournament. It was the summer between my 8th grade and freshman year in high school. And I'm from a small town in North Dakota, so a lot of the tournaments around here, I mean, they're good tournaments, but there's not a lot of competition if you really want to play some real good teams. So this was one of our last summers of AAU basketball before we started playing varsity basketball, so we decided to kind of play a few tune-up tournaments around the summer and then go to a big tournament called the Great American Shootout in Minneapolis to sort of wrap up our optimist season and hopefully play some really good competition. So anyways, we got to this tournament. We won our first 2 games actually against some real good teams. We were playing some great competition, and Minneapolis obviously is where the Timberwolves play, and they play in the Target Center is their arena, and it's a freaking awesome court. It's probably one of the nicest courts in the NBA to play on, at least. And anyways, if you get to the championship of this Great American Shootout tournament, you actually play in the Target Center. So we were in the semifinals. We had one more game to win to get to the Target Center, so we're all pretty excited. We're warming up for our semifinal game, and there's no opponent. Our opponents are not there. There's like 30 seconds till game time, and we're all freaking out. Like, we're like, yeah, man, we're gonna play in the Target Center. These guys are gonna forfeit. We're gonna get the automatic win. So we'll take it. We'll go play in the Target Center. As soon as the buzzer rings for warm-ups, this whole team comes walking in. And I mean, it was just an intimidation factor. It's like they probably were stretching out in the hallway or something, but I mean, they just walked in like they owned the gym, like they knew they were basically going to kick our asses, and it was pretty intimidating. They were all pretty big. The team was called Ferrari from Chicago, Illinois, and they're all big guys, a lot stronger than us, a lot more physically developed than we were, and we were pretty intimidated right away. So my dad was actually our basketball coach at the time, and he took us in the huddle, and he's like, right away, he's like, all right, guys, pull your heads out of your asses. I've seen this crap a million times before. They're just playing mind tricks on you. He's like, don't be intimidated. Let's come out and give it everything we got. So anyways, we came out, and we actually played basically the game of our lives. I mean, I'm not going to lie, their team was a lot more talented than we were, and they're all legitimate, probably D1 talent basketball players. And we actually played really well, though. I mean, it's one of those games where you play up to the competition, where you know it's going to be a hard-fought game, and everyone on your team comes to play. You guys show up, and you're hitting all your shots. And that's pretty much the way it was. The first half went pretty well. Second half came out, and someone stole the ball, went on a fast break, and actually dunked it. And this guy was maybe 5'11", 6 feet tall, and he actually dunked it. And I distinctly remember that exact play because that was the first time that anyone had ever dunked on my team, ever, and we were just about to be freshmen in high school. So where I'm from, not too many people can dunk at that age, so we were all pretty impressed, and I didn't think anything much of it. As soon as the third quarter started, after that play, we went on a little run. I think we were down by about 15 at halftime. We all came out, hit a few shots, cut the lead to 8 points, maybe 2 minutes into the third quarter, and the other team went into a stall offense. And I distinctly remember they went into a stall because they spread the court 4 corners with one guy in the middle, and they just passed the ball back and forth for the remainder of the game, and pretty much just wore the clock out the rest of the game and milked the clock. And the funny thing is, is that there was nothing we could even do about it because their team was so much more athletic than we were. I mean, chances are we would have lost anyways if they would have just played out the game because they were all very talented basketball players, but you could tell they go to tournaments all the time, and they were just in it to win it, basically. And they just milked the clock, but they were spreading the ball around, passing it around, and our coach was yelling, foul him, put him on the free throw line. And the thing was, we couldn't even touch the guy with the ball to foul him. That's how fast they were. They would dribble around us, and we couldn't even get within reaching distance to foul them. So that was pretty funny. But anyways, we ended up losing that game, and Ferrari and Derrick Rose's team obviously went on to win the championship by like 35 points or something. So I later figured out, I had no idea who he was at the time. I just figured, wow, that was some good competition we just played. And like 3 years ago, one of my buddies actually called me up and said, yeah, remember that team we played? That was Derrick Rose's team. So pretty cool story. I was like, wow, that's crazy. And now here's Derrick Rose on the NBA, youngest player ever to be named NBA MVP, and he has a chance to be leading his team to the NBA championship. So I've been following Rose's pro career pretty closely, and I mean, he's just the ideal basketball player. You know, he works his ass off. He's extremely talented. But the thing I like about him the most is he's humble. You know, he's not the kind of guy who's going to hit a three and run down the court with his arms raised, cocking off to the crowd. Those kind of guys are annoying. You know, he just works his ass off and he keeps his mouth shut. So he's a lot of fun to watch. If you've never seen one of his games, his next game is tomorrow against the Heat in the NBA Eastern Conference Finals. So check out Derrick Rose if you haven't yet. And thanks for listening to the Basketball Diaries Episode 1.